Let's do it.
So the world is going to hell in a handbasket these days, the first quarter of 2020. And it's a thing now called social distancing. That is going to be the word of 2020, social distance. With that being said, a lot of people are having to work from home now, or maybe of groups of under 10. But for the most part, people are definitely working from home because you're not supposed to be, maybe like 6 feet from people and stuff like that. So I get it. Social distance. I've been practicing this for a while, man. I work, it's just me and the camera. You know what I'm saying? Like this is my work buddy right here, me and the camera. These are not actual Bluetooth speakers, these are speaker phones. So what I wanted to do with this video is just showcase two of them that, in my opinion, are really good for work purposes. And they also double as a mild-mannered Bluetooth speaker if that's something you want to use it for. First, I want to introduce you to the eMeet M2, and then we'll talk about the Anker PowerConf. It says here, ultra clear conference speakerphone, and this one says wireless speakerphone Office Core 2. But if you look them up on Amazon, they are wanting you to call them the eMeet M2 and the Anker PowerConf. What I'm going to do here is kind of compare the two. I'm not going to say one is better than the other. I just want to showcase some highlights from both of them. That way you can have a better understanding of what you're getting yourself into. So first of all, they both come with a nice case. Bring it in here, dude. Get in here a little bit closer. They both come with a nice case. This one is like a stretchy neoprene material, so it's very forgiving, very stretchy. And you can see here it's a circular case because it's a circular speakerphone. This one right here is like a semi-hard shell plastic from Anker. Got your branding right there. Nothing else about it. Now, as far as accessories with the eMeet 2, you're going to get 3 of them. This one is a 3.5 to 3.5 cable. That way, if you want to kind of dongle this to a larger speaker, that way you can speak into the microphones of the speakerphone and have the other person on the call, their voice will be projected from a larger speaker. You can hook it up that way. You have a micro USB charging cable here, and then you have a USB dongle just in case you're using maybe a computer that does not have Bluetooth already built into it. This will make it Bluetooth now. So you get those two accessories. Over here with the Anker PowerConf, you do not get anything except the USB-C charging cable. Now, when we talk about these charging cables, I want to point out a couple of things. So USB-C here, micro USB here, and as far as batteries go, I can confirm that the Anker speaker has a 24-hour battery life, okay? You've got a 6700 milliamp battery right here, and you can charge your phone off of it if that's something you wanted to do. Over here with the M2, I was not able to confirm how many hours of battery life you're gonna get, but it does have a 2500 milliamp battery for you there. Now let's open these up. That way you can see what they look like in the flesh. Put the cases right there. So as you can see here, you have a circular design, you have a square design. On the M2, you have 4 microphones. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you see them there? 1, 2, 3, and 4. And on the Anker speaker, you have 6 speakers. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 6 speakers, but that does not mean that one actually sounds better than the other. I guess that's where it's going to come down to just personal opinion. I will tell you that in experience with Bluetooth speakerphones, a lot of them do not have what's called a duplex or a dual talk feature. Both of these actually have a dual talk function. And what that means is that if I'm talking to you on this speakerphone, sometimes, our words overlap. I might interrupt you or you might interrupt me, and the microphone can only pick up, or the speakerphone can only pick up one voice at a time. So when you're talking and I'm talking, no one's being heard. So it's not like a natural conversation. So in these speakers, you do have more natural conversation. One just performs better than the other. And that's where it comes down to personal preference. So let's go ahead and do a sound test.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up, William? Let me turn this up a little bit. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you pretty good.
All right, when you say pretty good, does it sound like I'm on my Bluetooth headphones, or does it sound like I'm on the phone or any kind of device?
It still sounds as if you're talking through your cell phone.
All right, great, perfect. Okay, so now I need to run a quick test real quick. So I need you to start talking, and then I'm gonna talk while you're talking, and I wanna know if you can hear what I'm saying.
Okay, we can do that.
All right, so can you hear me talking? Like, what's your birthday? Well, you have to start talking, man. It's got to start talking.
Oh, well, actually, I'm glad you're...
So what's your birthday, William?
My birthday is December 5th, the same as your son.
Oh, okay. Oh, perfect. That's all I needed to
I didn't
hear.
get a gift from you this shit either,
Hey,
though, man. Did I?
this is not what that conversation is about. So I gotta go. I'll talk to you later, man. Bye.
Okay.
Okay. So, so William's birthday is on the same day as my son's birthday, but here's the thing. The duplex feature works great. It was seamless transition. Like the microphones didn't cut out, and he said it sounded like I was actually on my handset, which was great. So great conversation happening on this eMeet too. Now let me disconnect this one, and I will call him back on the Anker one to see if we can get just as good, if not a better, response from him. All right, Anker is fired up. Let's call back. You see the little green light right there? They both have lights when you're calling and stuff. Hey, I'm back, man. So it's been a long time since we talked.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
All right, so how's this phone call sound? Does it sound better, the same, or worse, or what?
The last call sounded a bit more clearer, but you're not bad now.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so now let's do that same thing where you start talking and I'll start talking at the same time.
Okay, cool. Because I actually have a story to tell.
All right, so
but
okay, so what you got planned for this weekend? Do you have plan? Well, you gotta keep talking.
I'm on quarantine, man. I'm sorry. I'm.
Oh, you quarantine.
all over the place.
I guess no plans is happening over the weekend. Okay, so
no quarantine and chill for me, man.
So you can actually hear me clearly as I'm talking to you?
Yes, as you're talking.
You're cutting out just a little bit. Okay. All right.
My phone is terrible.
No, it's cool. It's cool. I was just testing a feature that the speakerphone has. Are you actually on speakerphone right now?
Really? Oh, this sounds pretty clear for a speaker.
Yeah, the first one was a speakerphone too. So you said that one sounded a little bit clearer, but this one is great too, right?
No, this one's pretty good. Yeah.
So which one would you prefer to talk to me on, the first one or this one?
I would prefer you be a woman, but the first one.
The first one if I was a girl. Okay, cool. All right, man. Thanks, man. Hey, I'll call you back. Then you can tell me your story.
Gotcha.
All right, bye.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Okay, so the duplex feature, the dual talk feature works really good on both of them. I'm going to give a slight edge to the eMeet simply because it was more seamless. On this one, his voice kind of wavered in or out just a little bit, like the microphone was kind of catching up. And my friend also said that my voice came through a little bit louder and clearer with the eMeet too. So as far as call quality, I think between me and William, we're both going to have to give a slight edge to the eMeet too. But they do differ in a few other key areas. Right here, we have this flap where we have our interfaces here. So what we have here is an input to where you can plug in a 3.5 millimeter cable and an output for the same cable if you're going to daisy chain it or something like that. And then you have your charging port right there. Then you can cover it up with the flap. Just because it has a flap doesn't mean it has an IP rating. It does not. So don't be submerging this thing in water. Over here on the Anker side, what we have is this is your USB where you can actually plug it into a computer or charge it, whichever have you. This is your auxiliary out, meaning you can play this one from a larger speaker if you want to. And this is your USB-C charging port right there. Now with both of these, you do have the ability to plug them into the computer via the USB, whether it's micro or USB-C. You can plug them in the computer and use them for Skype or whatever program you have, like Zoom or something like that. So they are PC and Mac compatible with various programs. But if you come in a little closer on the M2, you're gonna see this little button right here. This is the smart button. So if I tap that button, it is going to summon up my voice assistant right there. So now you can start talking and ask your voice assistant to turn stuff on or off. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want to mess up my video, but that's what that's for. Right here you have your input button, and this is how you're going to change from your PC or computer to maybe a Bluetooth speaker or anything else that you have hooked up to this. You got your plus and minus to control your volume. You got your answer and end calls button. Then you have a power button right here. On the Anker speaker, you have your answer and end button right there, volume controls, and you have a play and pause button because yes, both of them actually do play music. Now on the center of both of them, you have a mic, which is gonna just allow you to mute or not. On both of them, you do have lighting effects. So if I hit the volume down, you'll see that circle right there on the perimeter. It actually gets smaller and smaller, letting you know that the volume is being lowered or raised. On this one, you just have a smaller LED right there, and it'll let you know just by doing the same thing. You see how it's getting smaller right there? So you can always tell what volume level you're at. Now, it did say they play music. These are not made for music. They're made for phone calls. However, music is secondary. So you're not going to get a ton of bass. The mids might be a little bit off or something like that, but it's good for just ambient music, just for playing in a small office or something like that. As you've already seen, most of your interfacing happens here at the top of the M2, and then a little bit happens right there underneath that flap. But if we move over to the Anker speaker, you'll see where we have this 5-button panel right here that's touch sensitive. There's 2 more buttons right here. That's your power button and your Bluetooth button. So these LEDs are going to indicate whether you have power or not, or whether it's in Bluetooth pairing mode or just off. As far as aesthetics, they're both very similar with the exception of one being a round and one being a square shape. The thickness is where you start seeing some big differences. As far as weight, the Anker speaker actually does weigh more because it has that bigger battery, but it is actually slimmer, as you can see, than the M2. At the end of the day, they're both great products, and they both do exactly what they're supposed to be doing, which is giving you great call quality while you're on speakerphone working from home. A lot of times we like to default to our phone. We'll just put it down and use it as a speakerphone, but this right here levels you up like 1,000 times. Both of these are fantastic with phone call quality. So it really just comes down to personal preference. Do you like squares or do you like circles? No, it's not that much. So we're talking about battery life here. There's a big difference there. And we're talking about mic arrays. This one has 6, this one has 4. However, they both sound extremely good. Like, I can't really tell the difference in between the sound of both of them. We're talking about USB-C versus micro USB. We're talking about a Google Assistant button or a Siri button on this one versus not. But last but not least, another factor that might sway your opinion one way or the other is, do you get what you're paying for? When you talk about the eMeet, we're talking about $199 price tag at the time of this video on Amazon. And when we're talking about the Anker speaker, we have $129 on Amazon at the time of this video. So ultimately, it is up to you, your budget, and your specific needs, because one of these has things that the other one doesn't have. Either way, they're both great solutions to the problems we're facing today. So you choose whichever one you want to pick, because I'm no expert in this kind of stuff. I'm just showcasing some products. And right now, man, the world is under some serious duress. So if we can come up with some solutions to still get work done, I'm all for it, man. I gotta go make some more videos, so I gotta get out of here. But before I do, make sure you throw me some emoji hands up in the comment section, and I'll see y'all at the next one. Oh, so you wanted them cats that like to just run up in a place, take what you want, then leave, huh? Man, you better hit that subscribe and notification button. That way you know when I'm over here opening up new stuff. And while you're down there, you might want to consider tapping that join button and becoming a member, because membership has its perks. See, that wasn't so bad. All right, man, I appreciate you, and I'll see you at the next one.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?